Hi, it's Debbie Jones from The Ideal Method, and today what we're going to talk about is the diaphragm. And as many of you may know, the diaphragm is a wall of muscles that just sits right in the middle of your abdomen, and it is the muscle that helps the lungs expand and contract and helps with the distribution of oxygen throughout the entire body to feed our organs, to feed our muscles, to feed our limbs, coming up into our head. So we want to make sure that that muscle is working to the best of its ability. And like any muscles, it can get tight, it can get stuck, it can get out of rhythm. And a lot of times when we're under stress, it has a tendency to lock up. And you might notice that when you are under stress, your breathing becomes a little bit more shallow, a little bit more just right up here in the chest rather than having those big belly breaths. Many times when people say, I haven't taken a deep breath in such a long time. Well, this could indicate that the diaphragm just needs some love and attention. So that's what we're going to do today. The other thing that the diaphragm does is that it supports valve health in the rest of the body. So in one of the previous videos, we talked about the ileocecal and Houston valves and how they support all the other valves. Well, now the diaphragm is just another part of that system, and all these systems are supporting each other. So you might be thinking, well, how do I know if my diaphragm needs any help? Well, one, if you have, shallow or short breathing, you may have a tendency to get headaches. That is another indication. Maybe there's some memory problems that you've been thinking about. And, if we're under distress or fear, this has a lot of times it impacts the diaphragm. So we're going to do a really great exercise together. What we're going to do is we're going to free the diaphragm today. And so I'm just going to walk through what that looks like, and then we'll do it together. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our left hand and we're going to put it right in that little nook where your rib cage is. So here's my rib cage, and it just comes up in this little triangle, and I'm going to put my left hand into that area, and then I'm going to put my right hand right on top of it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring our arms real close to the body, and as we take a deep breath in, we're going to bring our arms really tight in, and we're going to put some pressure on the right part of our belly right here. And what we're doing is we're creating resistance. We're going to hold our breath and hold that resistance for as long as you can, but not enough to become lightheaded. We're going to work at our own pace. And then on the exhale, we're going to release the pressure. Okay, we're going to do that a couple times. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to sweep across the belly. So we're going to take some nice deep breaths and sweep across the abdomen. We're going to do that on the right and left hand sides. And then at the end, we're just going to put our hands on our waist, bring our hands all the way around to the hips, and then wipe the energy off. Okay, so here we go. Left hand in the little nook, right hand on top of it, elbows squeezed into the body. We're going to create resistance, and we're going to take a deep breath. And hold as long as you can. And release. And one more time. And release. Then we're going to take our right hand. We're going to come around to our waist. We're going to open up our fingers. Inhale. And on the exhale, sweep your hand across your abdomen. We're going to do that on the left-hand side. And we're going to put our hands on our waist, thumbs on the back, and we're going to bring the thumbs around to the hip bones, and we're going to wipe that energy right off our legs. How do you feel? In the middle of that, I could feel the blood and the energy and the oxygen coming up to my head. Do that as many times as you feel comfortable doing. And that's it for today. You know how to get in touch with me. Ideal Method on Facebook or theidealmethod.com. We've got all these videos out there so you can view them whenever you need to. Would love to hear from you. just drop me a note on my Facebook page or on my website. And if there's any exercises that we can do together, or you want me to get some new ones together, I would love to hear from you. Have a great day.